As you know, today we are going to focus on antivirus vertical. If there is any niche that will be stable for eternity, it is the antivirus one. Why? Well, even the pandemic didn't manage to lower the results of marketers that promoted such ads. The reason is quite obvious. Many companies allowed their employees to work remotely, and the protection of their devices became not just a necessity, but a must. Actually, the stats show that the risk of cybersecurity increased by 600% since the pandemic started. It is a bad news for users, but a golden niche for marketers who promote antivirus. All in all, we all use desktops, mobiles, and tablets in our daily life, and no one is actually safe from malicious viruses and attacks. That's why this vertical will always be on the go. Now you realize why the antivirus niche is the one you should actually pay attention to. Let's focus on promoting it with push ads and getting most of it. When it comes to launching antiviruses at RichAds, we can see several brands that show the greatest results from year to year. Those are Norton, McAfee, and Avira. Now I'd like to share our insights and stats of the best geos for antivirus at RichAds. Jeremy, I fully agree with you. We also see the same trends. I mean that generally tier 1 countries convert best, especially Europe and the USA. And the most popular and converting ones are Canada, the USA, Great Britain, Germany, Italy, France, Spain, Japan, and Australia, New Zealand. No doubt the competition is high for such geos, but the payouts for the vertical are huge, so don't hesitate to try. So this is the countries you can launch at RichAds and try to make profits there. No one will argue the most efficient channel for promoting antiviruses is push ads. They show highest click-through rates and best results. Jeremy, what do you think about this?
Well, first of all, when we decide to run AV offers on push, I think there's a couple of steps that we have to do prior to starting campaign. First of all, we have to find the best ad network that's working, that has the best traffic sources for AV offers. So, of course, we have plenty of ad networks in the industry, but of course, we have to do our own research and to find which ones have the best converting traffic for AV offers. Like you said at the beginning, we have a lot of verticals, and it's important to understand, of course, not to overpay or not to run campaigns on certain traffic sources that are not converting well for this type of vertical. After, of course, we find the right network for the AV offers, we have, of course, run certain test campaigns and to see which sources work the best with AV offers. So these two steps are extremely important in order to create the best possible converting campaigns, is to find the right network and the right traffic source, and then to make a white list or a black list where you will exclude the sources that work or doesn't work the best with the verticals that we are doing. Then we have also a really, really important part, communication with the account managers from certain networks. So let's say here we need to find the right source that have volumes with attractive geos. So if we find the best sources that work with our AV offers, of course, we have to communicate and to see how much of volume and how much scalability we have for certain sources and for certain geos, of course, on certain traffic sources as mentioned. So our recommendation is when we are creating a campaign to be extremely specific and to create campaigns with specific targeting. So when we manage and when we find all of these three steps, the best possible solution is to make specific campaigns for exactly specific targeting. So if we have found the best network and the best sources that work with the AVs, and then we have, of course, research with communication between the account managers, how much we have of volumes, then we need to make exactly certain campaigns for certain geos, operating geos or countries, operating system, browsers, and to whitelist the sources that work the best. In this manner, we will be able to get the most out of every country and every a traffic source when it comes to the AV offers, because this gives us scalability, and then this gives us the best possible patterns to optimize it, to scale up the campaigns. So in order to, in our experience, to be profitable and have the best possible campaigns, you have to get to have more than one dimension when you're optimizing certain campaigns, when you're running AV offers.
Jeremy, thanks for your part. And as I have mentioned before, push ads show highest click-through rates and best results. But how to use them efficiently? First of all, choose only premium sources. They show really high conversion rate. It is 61% higher than that of the standard group and has really high quality. When marketers buy push traffic in other networks, they usually get unsorted traffic. This means that they spend a lot of money on tests. RichAds was one of the first ad networks that started to sort the traffic into categories according to their performance. That gives our clients an opportunity to start tests with the best sources that named premium ones and get results faster. So start with them. I can say even more. Our team makes the freshest whitelist on subscriber list, publishers, and sites from premium group for most converting geos for antivirus vertical. Just contact your manager and he will provide you with them. What concerns targeting options, stick to desktop. It usually converts better. Surely you can try mobile devices if the offer is aimed at smartphones, for instance. Android safety apps work nice. But the safest option is desktop. If you decide to promote mobile offers, focus on the latest Android versions. In terms of browsers, choose Edge as well as Chrome. The effectiveness depends on the geo. Don't hesitate to test both on them. New subscribers base also works perfectly for antivirus niche. To put it simple, those are users who subscribed to push notifications less than 7 days ago. Hint: ask your manager to set hours of subscription to get the freshest audience possible. One more way of increasing efficiency is to set up 2 campaigns at once, both for usual and new base. This way you will cover 2 user bases simultaneously and the results will be skyrocketing. Use target CPA algorithm for this vertical. If you are tired of manual optimization, this option is ideal. The algorithm will adjust to your desired cost per action, do micro-bidding, and create white and black lists automatically. Please note that the limit for CPA is $10 per campaign, but there is a hack. Ask your manager to increase the limit to $50 just for your account. The thing is that the payout for antivirus offers is usually impressive, so don't hesitate to apply larger budgets. Make sure you test at least the price of 10 conversions. That's the minimum for a test. As a cherry on top, we have a new feature that already showed amazing results for antivirus offers, Performance Mode. It provides the most converting and suitable traffic for your campaign settings. Every day, the algorithm updates white and black lists for your campaign to have the maximum conversion rate. This way, it increases campaign's efficiency as non-converting sources are quickly turned off and can't spoil your results. You don't even need a tracker to get all of this help. But if you do have a postback setup, the algorithm will adjust to your desired cost per action. What is more, the traffic is really fresh. The thing is that new sources with high conversion rate are automatically turned on in the performance mode campaigns as soon as the effectiveness is proven. Jeremy, do you have anything to add about the optimization process for antivirus offers?
Thank you, Daria. So we would point out a couple of really important optimization tips when it comes to running a campaign. So when we finished researching which network has and where we have the best possible converting sources for the AVs, and we start running a campaign, of course, there is 4 things that we have to optimize in order for our campaign to be extremely successful and profitable. First, we have to optimize sources in alignment with conversions. The second thing, we have to optimize CPCs on the source level, and we have to optimize the CPCs on the country level, of course, and testing and optimizing with creatives and landing pages. So the first parameter of optimization is optimizing sources in alignment with conversion. So everybody can expect that when we run a certain campaign on a couple of traffic sources, some of them will convert good, and some of them will not convert good. So it's important to create a white list of sources that work the best in alignment, of course, with how many conversions you're having, and in order to be able to scale up your campaigns even more. So if you have 50 sources and then you have only 10 conversions, only if you have 10 converting sources, then we have to align our campaigns and to choose the sources that are working the best in order to have the best possible working and profitable campaign. The next part is extremely important, and I think it's absolutely the biggest challenge in the industry, and it's the balance between the CPCs on the source level and the win rates. As Daria mentioned, this is an extremely competitive industry, and for certain sources, there might be 5, 10, 15, or 20 advertisers that are bidding already for the same source. So let's say we have a plastic example here where we have multiple sources, and some of them where, of course, we had to pay more for conversions, and some of them we've had to pay less for conversions. So in this order, there is always the need to optimize all the sources on CPC level. So meaning that for some clicks and for some sources, we can pay less, and for some sources and some clicks, because our ROI is really huge, we can pay more for certain sources. But there is always the questions of the win rates. So what does that mean? So if we are not being extremely profitable, and then we reduce the CPCs, as maybe you can see in this picture, when you go and we reduce certain CPCs, then we might be under the risk that some other competitors or will take over the volumes that you are currently getting for the certain campaign. And it has always been a challenge to find the right balance between how much you can pay on CPC basis or cost per click, and how much you will win at the end of the day. So not to pay too little because you won't get a lot of volumes, but not to pay too high because you won't be profitable. And here it's also important to understand how much volumes there are for certain sources, and how much there is potential, and what are the requirements from certain traffic source, how much to pay or how much to not pay. But this has been proven the biggest challenge to understand and to find the balance between how much you're paying for certain sources and how much from those sources, actually the total amount of volumes that a certain source has, you're winning. The one also super important tip is to optimize, of course, per geo, and that's why we recommend creating specific campaigns for specific countries, because for some countries, maybe for extremely premium sources, one cost per click would be 50 cents, and let's say for the same source for Great Britain, it would be 25 cents. So that's why it's important to create specific campaigns, specific targeting, in order for you to be able to optimize in the best possible way and to get the maximum profitability from every single campaign. And of course, the last part, but not the least, is testing and optimizing with creatives landing pages. As we mentioned previously, we have to keep testing, we have to be innovative, and we have to give as many incentives as possible to our customers and to understand the audience. And creatives have to be in the language of the speaker, of the customer that is visiting your landing pages and that is seeing your creatives. And of course, the landing pages have to be incentive with discounts, with all sorts of different motivational messages on it that will help and motivate a certain customer to purchase an antivirus. So overall, it might sound a little bit complicated, and of course it's a lot of work always to optimize on a lot of sources and a lot of countries, but when you get into more details, you can really make your campaigns boost and be extremely profitable at the end of the day.